god, did you see his numbers again? Yeah, he's been at the bottom for like a month.
Come on, you scrubs! To arms!
Lex might be a little too far from the mic, maybe a little closer.
It's touching my face.
Not another spider!
I was not protected. Oh yeah, doesn't work with fall damage.
I was standing in the pool because I thought we had the silk in.
Ooh, fell asleep at my desk. And I drowned in the Strowman Canal.
No, Jim, I don't want to hear about your Chaos Bolt.
What, you want me to dispel? I don't even have that on my action bars.
Stop standing in the fire!
What fire?
Alright, pre-pot, and tricks to the trade. Oh, that was the healer.
What just killed me there? Yep, physical damage. So bad at playing a demon hunter.
Oh my god, we did it.
You're listening to Scrubs vs. the World with your hosts, Syrup and Projali.
And welcome into the show, everyone. Tonight we're going to talk Warriors and what you need to know for Shadowlands. But Shadowlands will probably be out already before this comes out, but that's okay, because we're still going to talk about the changes, because you still need to know about it. So, joining us this evening, my apologies, we have Projali.
Hello.
The co-host with the most. I can't come out and say it's like I can't copy like Unshackled Fury where they say like, you know, the honey to my wine or whatever, like he says to Navox, what Berserker does. That's just a little awkward.
I need a catchphrase.
I know, we got to figure that out. We'll get there.
Okay.
But we also have Jin joining us from Morally Grey. How you doing tonight, bud?
I am doing well. That's me.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Well is good. So, before we jump in here, let's get to know everybody's week and how that's going, since Shadowlands is on the horizon. So, Projali, how has your week in WoW been so far?
It has been watching the Bagman schedule. As everybody knows, there's a rare going through the pre-release event that drops a 34-slot bag. I got it first time on the Druid, and now I've just been cycling all through to much unsuccess. And so I think at this point I'm just writing it off. It's whatever. It wasn't meant to be.
So is this bag gonna choose your main for you come Shadowlands?
Well, if that's the case, then I'm stuck on the Druid. But it is what it is.
Hey, it happens. At least you have those extra slots, right?
Right.
Oh, nice. So, Jen, how about you? How's your week going with the pre-patch event and everything?
Well, I finally got some time. I played all the pre-patch. Got that, what do they call it? The feat of strength, the achievement, basically saying I was there. So I at least can prove that I participated. Mm-hmm. And I just recently realized that there is like on Wowhead that I can take a look at Bagman's schedule. So now I'm like, oh, see, I can log out, just park myself right next to Bagman. I'll just wait right here because I haven't even seen him yet. So maybe I can get a couple attempts on Mr. Bagman. This weekend or something. I don't know. But they banned multi-boxing, so it's going to be tough to cycle some ults through. I don't know how to do. I can do it all at the same time.
There you go. Yeah, they shortened the respawn time on those rares, didn't they?
Yeah, it's from what I understand, instead of 20 minutes between the next one showing up, it's now 10. But it still just cycles one, then one, then one, then one. It's not like 10 minutes and Bagman's going to be back. It's like, an hour and some odd change.
Yeah, there's a really nice Excel document out there that rotates the times. I think that may be the Wowhead one as well that they link to. But
nice. Yeah, I gotta find all this stuff because I haven't done that. So I've done the pre-patch stuff, and I've been doing the dailies for some stupid reason. I don't know why. Because my shaman's ready to go for Shadowlands.
Yeah,
I did the dailies once.
Yeah. So I did the dailies, and I've been hopping around when I can, killing rares, but I haven't seen the Bagman yet either. I don't know if I really care that much, but that's okay.
I don't really care that much either, but I was looking into it, and I was like, Because that's the other thing is I heard a lot of people saying they're like, "Oh, I want Scotty. I want the mount."
Mm-hmm.
I already have that mount, so
Right.
I'm good. I just want the bag.
Yeah, I fought Scotty once, and he did not give me the mount.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of expected that, so because it's still got that really low drop chance, right?
According to Wowhead, it has a 0.6% drop chance, where the bag has a 22% drop chance. So I like my odds for the bag better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably get the bag before it's all said and done. We'll see, though. We'll see how much I really care, because I'm also leveling alt, so I got my Coltiran Druid up to max level, and I got the Heritage gear, which was the goal for that. So that was pretty fun. I got to do the leveling. The leveling is really cool. I don't know if you guys have done that yet. But it is definitely a lot faster. So I'm not, like, blazing the trail here or anything, but I think my slash played was, like, 10 hours, 11 hours, something like that.
Nice.
And that's full heirloom, and yeah, I wasn't using any XP potions or anything like that. I just did a couple zones. I did Cataclysm, but just a heads up, you have to level to like 30 before you can even go into the Cataclysm zones, which is kind of weird. And I did 2 zones. I did Hyjal and Twilight Highlands. Yeah, the Twilight Highlands, which Russell Brower makes a appearance up there as a dwarf. So that was a fun quest. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, you get to write the wedding song.
Yeah. Of course, my guy was a little... Well, anyways. There's some questionable lyrics you get to choose, and of course I chose the most questionables that you could choose. But that was cool. That was fun. That was a good time. Got to see the Wildhammer clan. That was fun. I enjoyed it. But yeah, so before we dive into this here... now, Jen, you're a fan of beers, and Projali, you as well.
Yes.
What are you guys drinking this evening before we get started?
Well, I decided that it would be very fitting that I should go ahead and make myself a nice hot cup of cocoa.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, I put a little peppermint schnapps in it, so it's cocoa with a kick, basically.
Delicious.
In my beautiful hubby mug, right? I'm a hubby right there.
It's endearing. I like it.
It's fantastic.
I love it.
You know, we're gonna talk about slaying enemies. You know, sing a little like Viking death metal. But you know what? We're gonna do it all snuggled up in a blanket next to the fire. It's gonna be great. So just pack in, everybody.
It's so cozy and wonderful.
It's that warmth.
That's awesome. How about you, Projali? What are you drinking?
I am drinking a local. So nearby me is a Portland brewery called Threshold. And they've made a imperial stout called Casimir the Great. It's aged in some of Eastside Distilling here in Portland. They're whiskey barrels for 1.5 years. So it is tasty and very high ABV.
So you might be incapacitated by the end of this thing.
I may not be. I may call into work tomorrow. I don't know.
There you go. That works.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
It's the day to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not feeling good.
Yeah. I got bags to get.
Bagman's
right.
calling.
Bagman. What about you, Sai?
I am drinking... So this is one that you actually left at my house.
Good.
From the last Magic Night. And it is the Crux Sabro Hazy Fresh Hop IPA.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of weird words on this thing, but...
Crux is good people.
Good times. Yeah. So it's the Crux Fermentation Project. I don't know what that means, but I'm enjoying it. Nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm. Delicious.
Well, we didn't come here to talk about beer, although it'd be fun to do. We're here to talk about Warriors and Shadowlands. So, Projali, I know you were looking at potentially switching up your main from the Druid. Have you settled on a main yet?
It's as we are, approximately 4 days from release at this point, it is probably going to be a balanced Druid and a Warlock that I'm going to go through the expansion with. I've got too many melee friends. Our raid gets a little crowded. so it's hard to really roll a melee ult in that case. But I do know that we are going to be bringing a couple warriors along with us. So,
all right. Well, this is for them.
Here, here.
Let's see if we can teach them good.
That's right. We're going to learn them real good. So let's start baseline. Baseline abilities have changed. Projali, what are those new abilities?
So warriors are getting Shattering Throw baseline. Right? Is it? This sounds extremely familiar. Throwing a weapon, breaking some armor, takes away any magical immunities. Paladins better run. I believe it works on Ice Block too.
It does.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That's lovely.
This is PvP fun wrapped up in a throw.
Yeah. So if we're going to talk about Shattering Throw,
we better.
They did change this a little bit. This is the straight up, I'm going to take your shield. So it does 500% increased damage to absorb shield. So, Disciplined Priest, look out. But the nice thing is it does remove, bubbles on paladins and ice blocks. So in PvP situations where they're like, oh no, you can do this. It does have a cast time though, so you gotta wind it up. So it's not instant. Yeah, it's fun though.
Well, you can't Nolan Ryan them without a good wind up, right?
Well, that's right. Yeah,
that was a baseball reference to all you non-sports fans out there.
Indeed.
See, I'm not a sports fan, and I even got that. This one does have some fun interplay in Torghast, though. It's pretty fun in Torghast because there's, I think there's one of the anima abilities you can get where it basically says, the first enemy you hit with this thing does 10,000% more damage. It'll chunk half their life off. It's awesome.
The wind up and the pitch.
That sounds awesome.
Another one that is an old warrior fave, Intervene. So you run to an ally, you intercept all the melee and ranged attacks against them for 6 seconds while you guys are 10 yards of each other. Potential.
Yeah, this is another PvP favorite. It's another great one. Intervene, again, this is... I love how they call these new abilities because they're just returning favorites.
Right? The unpruning. Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely an unprune. Because back in the day when I really got into PvP, we actually had effectively 3 movement abilities. There was Charge, Intercept, and Intervene. They've gotten rid of Intercept because that one actually cost 10 rage, and you had to be in Berserker stance to do it, but it was fun. You had lots of movement abilities. You could get across that arena really fast. But this is basically if someone's going after your healer, intervene the healer. You do a little peel off them. There you go. That's how you do it. And also you get out of the poop real fast. And then my favorite is if someone is attacking your, if someone is trying to say, oh, I need to get out of this one mechanic, you can just do a focus target macro and pew, get out of there real fast.
Potential to accidentally intervene your tank right before a big hit. That whoopsie.
Yeah,
scrub
that
moment
can happen. Get 10 yards away if you accidentally do that. Just that's how you avoid the insta death,
right?
Oh, well, that explains what happened to me when I was fighting the Thanos.
Wait, did you actually do that?
I did.
Intervene this guy in the puddle here.
I was gonna say, did you not read the tooltip?
Oh, I did. I was like, what does this do?
Getting slapped a little.
Dead.
Slam is baseline, which whoop-de-doo.
Boo.
Yeah. I'm sure. Well, I don't know. Sai loves Primal Strike on Shaman.
I do.
This
Big
is
fan
really
of the
right up
Primal
his
Strike.
alley. Just, that flavor. Shield block. I don't know how to feel about this. DPS thrown on a shield
block?
Yeah.
So if you're a DPS, it makes most sense in PvP situations.
Sure.
It does make sense to slap on a sword and board if you are arms. It does happen. I'm just saying, back in the day when there was such a thing as actual stance dancing, you would absolutely go sword and board when you were PvPing. So the fact that it's back, because that's the funny thing. You always have to remember that when it comes to playing a warrior, the way it used to always be, and it feels like they're bringing it back a little bit. It usually is whoever can write the better macro wins the duel. Because you got to be able to swap weapons real fast in the middle of the fight, and a lot of people don't even know you can do that. But yes, you can. You can swap to a sword and board in combat and go back to a two-hander as you've stopped taking the damage. So that's something you can do. I'm blowing your mind right now, aren't I?
It's
my mind. You're like, really?
I can't.
Tactics.
Yeah, it's funny that a lot of people are like, why would you bring this back? It's like, it's PvP. PvP is fun for people. Relax.
Yeah. And along those lines, hamstring.
It's fun. Yeah.
It is fun. Hamstring.
Yeah.
So, this one, I'm not a huge fan of, mostly because we as Fury Warriors have Piercing Howl. But they did change it up a little bit. So Piercing Howl, and we can talk to that when we get to the actual Fury section. But there's a cooldown on Piercing Howl now, so you might need to follow up with a hamstring if someone is still able to get away from you. So you might need it. That's all I'm saying.
So is that more PvP as well?
Well, it's a slow. That's what a hamstring is. You know, I got hamstring, right? It slows you down. That's what it does.
Yeah. But is that?
I mean, there are some fights where a slow would be useful, but most of the time you're just smacking the enemy in a dungeon.
That's true.
I mean, when's the last time that you really wanted to slow someone down? So I will say the last time slows actually did help was in the Il'gynoth fight with the mind controls, right? That's a little useful. But don't use hamstring, because that's a melee attack.
You may be too close.
You're going to get a little too close. Piercing Howl's okay. No hamstring.
Right.
I'm going to write that down. In case I ever go into that raid there.
Got Whirlwind back baseline, which, again, not how impactful that is. The Spell Reflection is the interesting one.
Right, yeah. So Whirlwind coming back, that just basically means you can get it as a tank now.
Sure.
Because, we already had it both on Arms and Fury.
Right.
So, if you want a Whirlwind as a tank because you're friggin', blah, 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 the Thunderclap, that's the word I was looking for, is on cooldown, go for it. But whatever, it's weird. But yeah, Spell Reflect. Ooh, everyone loves Spell Reflect in PvP. There's nothing better than killing a mage when they're casting Pyroblast and they're right there. They're about to finish the cast, and then you just go Spell Reflect. And then they go, oh no! Right?
Oh, that G-Pie. It'd be a shame if it went back towards you, mage. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Ignore Pain. I mean, that puts DPS in a fun spot of having to spend Rage on a defensive cooldown. Who's gonna do that?
PvP, you sure will.
Well, I hope, as a healer, I hope that you guys would use defensives when shit's getting crazy.
Well, we don't normally want to spend Rage on these things like this. Like, we'll definitely use in Rage Regeneration, for example, as theory. So it reduces the damage that we take. We can also heal ourselves up a bit, but Ignore Pain is one of those things that we're really only going to use if it's one of those, like, everyone run away from the boss kind of mechanics, and you're going to take damage anyways, so you might as well spend some of that Rage to to do a little absorb on yourself. But in PvP, you're probably going to use it not a lot, but again, if you're trying to kite or if someone is kiting you, go for it.
Yeah. Well, if you use it, then when it's spending Rage, you'd get mad at using that, right? No, that was a stupid joke.
No,
I'm sorry, guys. I'll stop that. We'll keep those to a minimum.
Then I feel feel like Shield Slam being back baseline is just kind of... I threw on a shield for shield block. Might as well Shield Slam you in the face. A little embarrassment for the enemy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
So give you something to do.
Whap, whap.
Well, you're trying to block some of that incoming damage from, some whatever, melee dude is smacking you in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well smack him back a little bit. It's not going to do a ton of damage, but,
Right.
Hey, take that, you little jerk.
Yeah.
How about that?
If you got it on, why not, right?
Show some respect.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, so Jen, how do you feel about these changes? Like, do you think they're bringing back the feel of the old school warrior, or
No.
is this no? Okay.
Where's my
You'd have to bring
stance?
stances back. If you want to bring back this feel of the old school warrior, you'd have to bring stances back. But they're trying to. So the way I feel about these baseline changes is Shattering Throw, Gold Star, love it. Anytime you can get rid of one of them immunities, it's beautiful. Everything else, like Intervene, that's great. Anything to make me be able to run faster and beat people back to the boss, because everyone likes the race, So if someone
That's
thinks
true.
they're going to win and you intervene them and you're like, ha ha ha, I'm totally going to win because I'm a heroic leap next. Right? So that's always good. Slam, boo. Get that out of there. No one wants it. It's the worst thing ever. I actually explained to my brother-in-law, because he was rolled up a warrior, and he's like, oh, okay, well, show me how to play this thing. And I was walking him through the baseline abilities. I was like, look, okay, you got Bloodthirst, you got Raging Blow, you got all this. I was like, look, see, Raging Blow, it does roughly 300 or so damage. It says right there on your tooltip. Good on you. Mm-hmm. Bloodthirst does about 300 some odd damage. You gain some rage too. You gain some rage with Raging Blow as well. Sounds good, right? He's like, yeah, it sounds great. Yeah, Berserking, or the Rampage. Yeah, Rampage. You want to use that. That's what you spend your rage on. Cool. What's this over here? Slam. Oh, wait. Costs 10 rage.
Mm-hmm.
And only does about 100 damage.
It is Primal Strike. Holy shit.
And then I
it's
said,
worse.
if I ever see that on your bar, I'm going to slap you. Just don't do it. I mean, maybe you arms warriors out there, that's kind of like your filler.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna badmouth my arms warriors out there, but keep it off your bar if you're Fury, unless you absolutely have to take that anima ability, and it's just like really cool. But seriously, unless you're running Torghast, no, that's a hard no. Do not use it. It's dumb.
I didn't even think of that. Maybe there is a buff move later.
I believe Slam is also the lowest priority ability for arms. Like, it's the last filler.
Yeah. Just no. It's pretty much just a no. It's like, I don't know why they brought that one back. I really don't.
There's going to be some special thing later on. You're going to get like tier set, come back, and Slam's going to be like plus 10,000 damage.
Well, if they do that, I'm going to be really sad, and I'm going to be really looking forward to the next raid tier where they get rid of that one. Mm-hmm. That's like, really? Okay.
And it's going to be the highest level tier piece you can get to.
This is a
gonna be
bad
like your
timeline.
piece.
This
It's
is
gonna
not
be-
a fun timeline.
Okay. I don't
If
like
Liz
this
is
idea.
listening, please do that. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to see me very sad, I'm just...
It's all right. They'll just get me back with my tier 4 resto set for Shaman. His Primal Strike heals for 200% or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So bad.
God.
But yeah, everything else, mostly PvP stuff, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, doesn't really move the needle much.
I mean, it moves the needle a little bit with Shattering Throw. I love that thing. I think it's pretty sweet. Thing's great.
All right.
But
That's cool.
other than that, I mean, I will probably have a little bit more fun in PvP, especially since Spell Reflect is baseline now, and I don't have to talent into it.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. That sounds awesome. I might actually try that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, and I believe it does not actually require you to have a shield on at the time. You just Spell Reflect.
Only protection is keeping the shield requirement. All the melee DPSers are free to not equip a shield.
So it's gonna work like Legend of Zelda, and you have to swing your sword at the right time to knock the spell back.
No, the combat's not that action oriented in WoW.
I'm sorry to our oceanic players for their latency. Good luck.
Terrible.
Oh, geez. Well, let's move into the Prot Warrior here. So what are some of those big noteworthy changes that Prot Warriors can look forward to?
They didn't get a ton of changes to their core kit, but as Fury is familiar, target cap is coming for everyone in the Shadowlands. It's actually part of Sylvanas' plan. So, Revenge and Thunderclap are both getting a pretty staggered target cap, so it gets linearly reduced after 5 targets. They get a little brief period of same damage across the board, and then after 20 it gets soft capped again. So along with Dragon Roar getting soft capped at 20 and Ravager being 8 targets, there's a lot going on with Prot Warriors where they used to be able to just leap in, Thunderclap, hold aggro, good to go. I think threats probably, at least in the early tiers, is going to be an issue, and that's kind of been something on beta that a lot of tank classes have actually raised, is that they don't have the snap threat they used to, and a lot of it is the target cap and the damage that they're doing. So,
yeah, boo friggin' who? Learn to tab target. I'm just saying, I learned to tank when it was Halls of Reflection.
Oh, Jesus.
Try tanking that as a friggin' baby little tank, not knowing what you're doing, and your healer is a resto druid who's always got hots rolling on everyone, and everyone wants to run right for the healer, so I have zero sympathy for anyone who's like, I don't have snap threat. Like, shut up. Learn to play the game.
That's why they got intervene, so they can, intervene their healer who pulled heal
There you
aggro.
go.
Yeah.
Well, and they also are getting challenging shout back.
Right?
So there you go. It's if you're having a little trouble, say, oh, challenging shout, come attack me.
Just yell at them.
There you go.
I know, at least on the higher end of Mythic Plus, losing Bastion of Might, some of the Azerite trait stuff that made them oh so tanky is kind of going by the wayside. So low gear is going to be a little bit of an issue. Anger management got nerfed a little bit by removing Last Stand and Demoralizing Shout from it. So there may be different talent options that they're going to end up going with. I know some of the talents got shifted around a little bit too, to kind of take away some of that near infinite shield block that Prot Warriors were rolling with at the end of BFA.
So Jin, do you do Prot at all?
Oh, yeah. Particularly in the beginning of the expansion is usually when I tank the most, when, I got to get into some dungeons to gear up. Because that is one of the nice changes, is since, defense isn't actually a friggin' secondary stat anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff you pick up in Prot spec is usable in in Fury. And, just about all the armor is going to be good. The only thing is I'll usually actually I will usually change my loot spec to Fury, so I'm getting the weapons that I want. Yeah. But, I'll definitely tank just for those fast Qs. So, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I can tank, baby.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
You pull as much threat as me when you're in Fury. You might as well learn to tank. Come on.
That's true. Wasn't Fury, or can't you tank in Fury spec as well when you're leveling?
Yeah, maybe at like level 2.
So on my warrior,
Define tanking.
Let's pulling threat and dying immediately.
Absorbing damage.
The target of the enemy. Yeah, I guess that is tanking then. In that case, you can tank on any class. But how well? That's the question.
Right.
Well, you have the attention of the enemy, right? That's the whole point.
Yeah, but how long can you keep that attention? That's the real question.
That's a good point.
1, maybe 2 hits. I don't know. We'll see. See how it goes. Well, I can tell you with my intercept on my boy Nathanos, it wasn't that many hits.
But just enough.
We can't take that many hits as Fury. I mean, We're a little squishy. We're not enhancement shaman squishy, but we're squishy.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't wish that
Yeah,
on anyone.
I don't play enhancement because it's so squishy.
Yeah, we're not made of paper mache. It's more like a silly putty. We're a little pliable. We'll come back together. A little enraged regen. We'll put ourselves back together, but eventually we'll fall over. It's a terrible
that's
analogy,
awesome.
but whatever.
Hey, it works. At least you get some funny pages stuck on you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I used to do with mine.
Oh, yeah.
Try to get the comic strips on there. Yeah.
Spread it out. It's just like, oh, look, I can read the thing that I could literally just read 3 seconds ago. Now I just ruined the paper.
Well, cool. So let's move into some of the talents that have been moved. So it looks like Into the Fray has been nerfed from 50% haste to only 10% haste. Looks like that might kind of suck just because of the loss of rage regen.
Mm-hmm.
Devastator was moved to the same tier as Dragon Roar. Can't talk. So it looks like it gives you a better, a choice between single target versus AoE. It looks like Ravager had its cooldown reduced by 15 seconds, and its duration increased by 5 seconds. It generates 10 rage each time it deals damage, and it will slowly chase targets.
Slowly.
Yeah, that's
Slowly.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I like the way that it's like... it's totally going after him. It's like, oh, look at it go. Ah! Run away from it. Oh, my gosh. It's going to get you.
It's coming for you. Yeah, shattering throw a paladin and drop a Ravager after him. That'd be kind of fun.
Yep. It's coming for you.
So it looks like Bolster has received a massive nerf because of anger management, no longer affecting Last Stand. It's also buffed to actually grant shield block. It even goes above the hard active mitigation duration cap. So you can effectively use Last Stand and keep casting shield block to gain 20 seconds of shield block. I don't know. How does that sound? That sound
I
like
think
fun?
one of the issues, too, is they put anger management and bolster on the same row. And so even if anger management didn't have Last Stand on it, you wouldn't be using them together. So
that's true. Looks like Indomitable has also been added to the same tier as Bolster. Looks like that's probably going to be the better choice for you. Booming Voice has received a nerf because of anger management, and it no longer affects Demoralizing Shout. Impending Victory has been buffed to a 30% heal. That's kind of cool. And Menace now provides a knockback against secondary targets. So those are some of the talent changes. Some of the new talents out there. They have War Machine. It's been added to Tier 1. Grants an extra rage per auto attack. Double Time has been added to Tier 2. So I don't know how that works. I'm not a...
That's nice. Well, I mean, Double Time's the freaking best.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, it gives you 2 charges. Double Time.
That's true.
Why the heck would you not... any talent row that has Double Time on it, that's the one that you want. Come on.
That's what it's going to be.
Move faster.
So now, this is interesting because it also has Rumbling Earth and Stormbolt. So, I mean, even with those other 2 choices, are you still choosing Double Time regardless?
I'm not saying I'm min-maxing over here. I'm just saying, yes, I'm taking Double Time.
The man wants to move.
I like your style, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, Stormbolt is good. I like the stun. Going back to, if the situation calls for it, sure, I'll get a Stormbolt. I will actually talent into that every once in a while, but my preferred talent is Double Time. I like to move.
Here we go.
You gotta.
Well, you know what? If you're dead, you can't DPS, right?
Well, we're talking about protection, so you can't tank.
Can't tank. That's what
It's
I
true.
meant. I need to slow down on the beer here. It's hitting me.
That's true. If you are dead, you can't tank.
You can't
But
tank.
the nice thing is, if you die as the tank, you're usually the one who gets the battle res. So it feels good.
That's
They're like,
true.
oh my gosh, he's important. Pick him up.
Get him.
That is the one nice thing about being the tank. Sure, people like to all direct their ire at you if you screw up, and everyone likes to yell and shout. But you know what? You're important.
That's right. The most.
You're like, guys, I
important,
can't make it
arguably.
to the raid. They might not raid.
Yep. It's true.
That's true. That's a good point. So, now, which covenant should they be taking?
Maldraxxus.
There you go. I love it. Because it looks the most metal, right?
Because that's the only choice. I don't even know what the... I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be 100% honest. I have no clue what any of the abilities are for the covenants. It doesn't matter. I'm going Maldraxxus. I don't give a crap.
Wow.
Me too.
I'm just saying, well, they're like, oh, what about the pull the ripcord, Blizzard? What's the player power? Maldraxxus. It's an easy choice. Jesus, people.
He likes that banner.
It's so simple. Cares if there's player power or what? Just back Maldraxxus and move on.
Yeah.
Playing a warrior, God. Protect the
Scourge
Shadowlands.
Lord in it, baby. Gotta do it.
Oh, I like Bastion, though. Bastion's so pretty. You're not a warrior, then. Then get out. Go be a paladin.
Then roll a paladin, buddy.
Yeah.
Go join your buddy Uther, the...
Get out. Odin is going to remove you from the Halls of Valor and just say, nope, you can go hang out at Light's Hope Chapel. It's fine. Get out. You are no longer one of the Valajar.
Wow. They're throwing the gauntlet.
That's awesome. Well, see, that was my... When I saw the covenants come out, and they're like, well, which one are you going to join? It's like, well, Maldraxxus, duh. They're the most metal. Like, that's the obvious choice here. Even though I'm a Resto Shaman, it's probably not the best min-max wise, but feel-good wise.
Yeah, play what feels good, baby. I mean, you're playing a warrior because it feels good. So do what feels good. Pick Maldraxxus.
I mean, you really did luck out. Necrolord is actually probably the best choice for Resto Shaman right now, numerically. So, look at you, man.
Hey, you know what?
You knew.
I take your word for it, man.
You knew.
I believe you. You didn't get that information from freedomeagle.facebook, did you?
I only get my news from Twitter accounts that are at least, banned twice.
There you go.
Otherwise, I know they're working for Big Blizzard.
Because they mean business on that second ban.
Yeah. Yeah. They got silenced, and that's what I like.
But actually, in our research, Projali, what did you find that was actually the min-maxer's best choice?
As I've liked to preface with every one of these, there is potentially a numerical best, and then there is, it's close enough, I don't care, I want to play what feels right. And that's totally a viable option. Blizzard's actually done a really good job of narrowing this down to a few percent at most for some classes. It used to be 20% difference. Now it's not. You should be fine. But Kyrian is looking really strong for Prot Warrior, primarily because the spear ability that they get has a tether piece with it, almost like an Ursul's Vortex for Druid. And so if you are tanking a Mythic plus Necrotic and you are like, oh shit, that's a lot of Necrotic stacks, you've got a way to easily leap away, tether them down, get the hell out of there and kite them. It also generates a good amount of rage, which is always nice. And then you get the nice Fireless Serenity, which is a heal and a bleed clear for a lot of stuff. So it's got a lot of neat stuff going on with it. You do have to be cool with Kyrian, and I know that's a hard thing, especially after our discussion about how cool Necrolord looks. So ultimately, it is in your hands.
I mean, you make a strong argument. That spear is really useful. But it doesn't matter. Get out.
I don't even want to go into the fact that Nightface is probably the second best one for damage.
Cares about damage as your tank.
A druid.
It's fine. One of these days, Blizzard's going to realize that the numbers are looking bad on Maldraxxus, and they'll be like, "What are we doing? Oh my god,
these are rookie numbers.
Fix this.
We gotta buff it.
Ramp those numbers up.
600%. Get it up there.
You get 20% strength.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, overall, do you think they're doing pretty cool things with this, Jin, or do you think it's kind of
No, I mean, Prot has been in a pretty solid spot for a long time. I mean, ever since they kind of did the overhaul in Mists and then a little bit into, a little bit of Warlords and then the big kind of solid, like, this is how you play in Legion, where they kind of took a, real main focus on every one of the specs. I mean, it's pretty much been in the same spot for a long time, which is like the whole idea of the active mitigation and things like that. It actually is a lot of fun, especially compared to the way it used to be when you just kind of DPS'd and hoped that you could keep threat. It's basically what tanking was back in the day. And now there's some actual, like, interaction where you're constantly pressing a button like, okay, I'm going to get hit, make sure I keep this up, It's a little weaving in there. You actually got to pay attention to what's going on, not just, well, I got my defense stat to 343, and now I'm good, and now I'm going to stack expertise and get my parry rating up that I have absolutely no interaction with. So yeah, no, I think it's in a good spot. Like I said, I like to tank. It's fun, but it's not my favorite thing to do. So yeah, so yeah, I think Prot's in a pretty decent spot. I couldn't tell you how it stacks up against other tanks because why would you play any other tank? That's just silly. I mean, we're the OG, baby. We're the ones. We've been doing this stuff since Blackwing Lair. Come on. No one else could do it. I'm just saying.
That's true. That's a good point. Valid argument. I like Blood Death Knight, though, for tanking.
Get out of here. It's fine.
I know.
Yeah. The control is yours.
Grasp is my friend. I enjoy that a lot.
That's just because you don't know how to get threat. You're like, oh, okay.
That's true. I don't know how to tab target.
Come here, guys. I put in my blood boil. Oh.
I gotta click it. You gotta move. I'm trying to click it.
Get in the death and decay, guys. Come on. Get in here.
Oh, man. So, Projali, are you gonna mess around with the Prot Warrior at all, or is this kind of like a spec you're not really looking at?
I like the aesthetic of shield tanks, but I don't like rage-based tanks. And Warrior just kind of falls into that where, I don't know, I just have more fun on the DK. So I probably won't dabble, but I think you're going to see them in M+, especially later in the expansion, quite a bit, once they get more gear and that shield block number gets up there, and they just dominate, especially in dungeons where block is a mechanic. It's a level-based mechanic, so on level mobs, block is a lot bigger factor than with like a raid boss. So they're kind of the kings in terms of physical damage in dungeons, and so you're going to see Prot Warriors around. You'll see Doom and Gloom because they're not the best raid tank, but they're totally viable. And they've got a good kit, so they'll be there.
They'll be dialed in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured Warriors weren't going anywhere.
No.
Well, even if we were, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So
See,
I'll
Jin's
be right
not going
here.
anywhere. He's here the whole time.
What are you talking about? It's amazing.
Cool. Well, let's move on to the arms. So, Projali, what are some of the big noteworthy changes we can look forward to for Arms Warriors?
I mean, how much time do you got?
I mean, I took tomorrow off of work, so I have like all night.
So, they don't feel. I mean, they had a redesign of their Mastery Deep Wounds, so it's increasing more damage taken on the target that they're hitting. Execute's not the one given the debuff anymore, though. So Mortal Strike is going to be a much bigger part of arms rotation in terms of getting that deep wounds out. Blade Storm, target capped, 8 targets. Colossus Match is still a big part of their rotation. Fear not, if you've seen a cooldown increase in pre-patch, once you hit 60, you're going to get that rank 2 of it. It's going to go back down on that cooldown, so don't freak out about that. It'll be back to 45 seconds soon enough. Deep Wounds is so like I mentioned, Deep Wounds changed. Not having Ravager on it, Cleave is actually gonna apply Deep Wounds. So, which gets interesting with the target cap, but Mortal Strike got a little nerf on its damage right now, but they buffed. I think a lot of Arms Warriors are going to be happy about this. Mortal Strike is back up to its 50% health reduction effectiveness, like the days of old, when you'd get really angry at those warrior comps in Arena because your healer was reduced by 50%.
Oh, yeah, baby.
You get hamstrung and Mortal Struck, and you're like, what do I do?
It's good.
Type GG in the chat.
Those are the OG days. It's so good. Yeah. The Mortal Strike was that was the whole reason behind why Arms used to be the de facto PvP spec. So
oh, yeah.
I may have to pick up some Arms again. I'm just saying. It could happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because weren't Arms kind of... Well, they weren't... I don't know. When I was researching for my warrior, everyone's like, yeah, just do Fury. Fury's the best. Don't even look at Arms. Arms sucks.
What?
Like how true is that?
It obviously very much depends. Okay, so if you are big into PvP, Arms is very, very viable. Like they're good, very strong in the single target with their Colossus Smash and their Mortal Strike. You are, especially if they're bringing back the 50% reduced healing, you are now going to be a healer's worst enemy. Mm-hmm. They will want to take you out. Another big thing with the Arms Warrior is they don't. The only thing that I think that where they suffer from is they don't have those really big, like, awesome moments where you're just like popping all your cooldowns and like laying into them. You're just kind of like, you just sustained. You know, you just do a decent amount of damage. You're just doing it. But yeah. And the other big plus for an Arms Warrior, where you might actually scratch your head and go, maybe I can go Arms until I get another weapon, because you only need one.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to gearing up early in an expansion, there's a moment where if you just got a really good weapon and your other one is like a questing green, you might go, oh, well, I could go Arms at least for a little bit until I get another one. So that is one of the advantages.
That's true. Wow, it sounds like it's going to be a coin flip at this point, right? Is that how you're feeling with it?
No. Fury's better.
See, that was the answers I kept getting.
You'll find Warriors are very opinionated.
It's because Fury is so much fun.
Fury is fun. I love the animations they did. Like,
yeah,
just like
Arms can... The nice thing about Arms is when you get the gear and all the stuff like that in PvP, and it's been a long time since I've PvP'd, so maybe you can't really recapture this feeling. But back in the day, Arms felt... Once you got all your PvP gear all maxed out and you were like, you know, your 2200 rated weapon and things like that, you felt like a freight train through a daisy field. Like, you were just smoking fools. It was a thing of beauty. People wouldn't stop you.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Oh, yeah, it was. So, yeah, honestly, I can see me playing a little bit of Arms this expansion. It could happen.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but it could happen.
The potential is there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, what are the best covenants they can look forward to?
Maldrax.
Drop that crit banner, baby. No, the Venthyr. So, again, it depends on what you want to do, how you play the game. Venthyr is actually really attractive for Fury and somewhat attractive for Arms, but Venthyr basically gives you another execute button that you can use above 80% and below 20%. So it's giving you another execute. Kyrian, I mean, the spear damage got nerfed a lot, so I know there's a lot. If you go on the Warrior Discord, it's just a fucking nightmare, honestly, of debate. But Necrolord, again, if you guys are hedging your bets on what looks cool, Necrolord probably looks the coolest. And the banner, I don't know. I think once you get more gear and the benefit on the back end of that banner giving you more crit damage, I think that'll be nicer in some of the later tiers when you've got the crit gear to kind of support that. Because I think early on you can be like, oh, cool, more crit damage, and your crit's at like 10%. And you're like, oh, cool. Barely noticed it.
Woo, cool down, baby.
All right, buddy.
That felt good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Why not go with the banner?
I think the aesthetic of the Vinthier is I kind of picture... Who is the villain in the third Blade movie?
Dracula.
Okay, yeah, there you go. That version of Dracula, I get that vibe from a Vinthier warrior.
The third Blade movie did have a very good did quote in that movie. That was good. I like that quote.
Oh, that's awesome.
Who was that villain? Dracula? Oh, yeah, that guy.
You know, he's a vampire, really famous.
Yeah, you might have heard of him.
Kind of the main one.
You know, it's a guy. Yeah, you know, he likes to count.
Blah.
He's got a cereal? I don't know.
Chocula? Oh, boy.
Wrong vampire, sorry.
Oh.
Oh my god. Well, let's jump into the Fury. I mean, we saved the best for last.
Oh.
I wanted to make sure that people actually listen to the whole show, so that's why. Projali, you want to take that one? I'm still recovering from the chocolate moment here.
The Chocula moment.
Okay.
So, Bloodthirst, a little bit of numbers tuning. Enrage is getting the haste taken away from it. Nerfed a little bit. It's not completely gone, but 10% haste nerf once you hit 60. It's going to make it play a little slower, but I know that was kind of a contentious thing with some Fury players, as they wanted it to play slower.
They were wrong.
See? Okay, so, and then on that note, how did you feel about Gladiator back in the day?
Gladiator was a lot of fun. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I love Gladiator.
Highest APM class they've had in WoW. It's tons of fun to press a lot of buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
ABC, baby, always be casting.
Yeah.
You just get mad and you swing your arms. It's fantastic. I'm just saying. If you want to press a lot of buttons, Fury's the class for you. And
I do. I like pushing buttons. It's fun.
I'm just saying, like anyone who says it's too fast, go play arms.
There you go. Yeah, just wait for your Colossus Smash to be up, and then go crazy, and then not do anything for a while.
Yeah,
exactly.
There you go.
If your thumb needs a little break, if you got one of them little Naga mouses, it's like, oh, it hurts my thumb. I can't do it. Go play arms. Give it a little breather.
Go back to a 2-button.
Yeah.
Play arms, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Where was I? Oh my god.
Sorry.
Execute got nerfed for Fury, but Raging Blow got a buff, so totally balances out, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just means that our numbers actually look good on those
non-execute
fights where you don't get the boss down to 20%. Because that's the thing where it's like, Jen, why are you so low on the meters? It's like, we haven't got up to 20% yet.
Because we're not in execute phase yet. Like, is the boss dead? Then no, I'm not going to do good damage yet.
It's like, don't you remember all the boss where, at the beginning, where the first boss where we killed him, and then you were like, oh, Jen, what are you doing that? Oh, here he goes. Mm-hmm. That's how Fury works. That's why they call it execute.
Right?
That's right. Whole phase named after it.
Single-minded Fury is back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it just means it'll be easier to gear up.
No. That's kind of been the because they added it back for Brewmaster, They can two-hand and dual wield tank now again. And then Frost got two-handed Frost back. And so Fury's getting their two choice of weapons back again too. So some of that flavor coming back.
I like the movement speed increase with that. That's pretty cool.
It reminds me of Counter-Strike, where everyone thought you'd run faster when you equipped the knife.
The knife, yeah.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah. Everybody runs faster with a knife.
You always run faster when you equip the knife. That's what you
do. Victory Rush. Healing nerfed, because they thought leveling was too easy for warriors.
It still is. Why do you think Death Mephisto keeps winning?
It's true, yeah. Just level another warrior.
Mm-hmm. It's not hard.
He's got that down to a science, though.
Right.
I'm just saying, Victory Rush. It's good. It's real good.
Heal onto the next one. Heal onto the next one. Whirlwind got. I don't know. It's a buff. At least for Fury. More damage. They've already dealt with target caps, so.
Yeah, it just means our filler is actually not quite so crappy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all Whirlwind is.
Which is nice.
And if you thought Slam was your filler, again, go back to the early in the episode. No, your filler is Whirlwind. Just so you know. Don't press the Slam button, you idiot.
I feel like they added a noob trap button back to every class, and it's just it was the rite of passage I think we all had playing WoW early on was there were so many buttons, and half of them were just dog crap. And so part of learning the game was, what do I take off my bars? Slam is that case now.
Especially when you open up your spell book and it's like the spell lights up. It's not on your bar. It's not on your bar. Put it on your bar. Put it on your bar. No. Leave me alone. It's not going to happen.
Drag this to another page, please.
Yeah. Hey, add-on writers. Add-on writers. You listen, here's the add-on that I want from you. Just call it Hide Slam. Okay? Just all I want you to do is just hide Slam in the spellbook. Just get rid of it. Okay?
There you go.
That'll do. I mean, at least until we get our 4-piece tier set, right?
Or it brings it back.
And you know, and if you can't manage that, if just like the APIs aren't there, you can't do it. It doesn't let you hide things in the spellbook. I got another option for you. Just put a little add-on in there and just call it no. Just call it no. And every single time you cast Slam, it just goes, no! No!
And it blocks you from casting it?
No. You can cast it. It's just I don't think an add-on's gonna actually be able to block you from doing things. It's just gonna berate you and call you an idiot.
Yeah. It's like, how dare you?
That'd be pretty funny.
No Slam for you.
Oh man! So how do you feel about these changes overall, Jen? You're mentioning, the execute kind of nerf sounds like crap on paper, but you're mentioning the buff to the other stuff lets you kind of even out that damage a little bit. Are you excited about these changes, or?
I will be honest. I am not overly excited or like super. I'm not happy nor am I sad, because when people have told me, they're like, "Oh, Fury's unplayable now. I don't know where my abilities are." It's like, what? Are you one of those weirdos that used to take the Furious Slash ability or something? Is that what you're talking about? Because that thing sucked.
Yep.
Who took that thing? That was another noob trap. Don't do that. It's the worst thing. I hated that. It's like, oh, you slash him furiously. It's like, stupid talent. No, I mean, I'm looking forward to it because it is. I still think it's, even if they tried to slow it down, I think it's still one of the fastest gameplay classes there is, where you're just smashing button. You're angry and you're smashing things as fast as you possibly can. And that is the class that I would like to play.
Yep.
Yeah. No, the BFA Fury Warrior feels good. That's probably my favorite alt to play is the Fury Warrior, because you have Heroic Leap. You go through and you just mow through everything, and it feels good. Like, it feels responsive.
Yeah.
Kind of like a monk in a way.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite classes to play beyond Fury Warrior was like Windwalker. It had that kind of like pop, 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 like just constantly smacking things.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't too far off, but yeah. I think I think the only thing I liked about the monk was leveling back in the day in heirlooms. It was just like just do the little dragon kick in and just kick everything down and they're all dead and just keep running.
Yeah, that is really fun. Like that's my favorite thing about the monk. Because I'm a gnome monk, so you just come flying in out left field. You get this little tiny dude. I play with war mode on my monk, so whenever there's like a skirmish going on, I try to pick like a Tauren out, and then I'll go and fly at him.
Oh yeah,
you
gotta get those big ones.
Yeah, because they can't see you. They can't see in the fray.
But yeah, no, I'm a pretty big fan of Fury. If I haven't told you, so
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like when people were talking about like this, I don't know. Like I've heard a couple people say that they're like, oh, I don't really like Fury anymore, but that was just their alt. Like that was like their alt that they played. So they changed it up to arms, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like you're doing it wrong. What are you doing? So, it just doesn't make any sense because they really didn't change much. Like they just changed a few of the talents around. The overall rotation is pretty much the exact same thing.
Right.
It's nothing's really changed overall. They just tweaked the numbers, balanced it out a little bit. And yeah. I'm a little sad about the victory rush because in PvP when you're playing as Fury, it was I'm just saying, people got really upset when they almost killed you and then you had just killed their friend and then you turn and you victory rush that guy and your health just like shoots way up and you're just like, let's do this, buddy. Come on.
You did. Yeah, that does feel good. Well, cool. So let's jump into the talents here. So it looks like Endless Rage, Inner Rage, Furious Slash, and Carnage have been removed.
Goodbye.
Bye, Furious Slash. I think it was so stupid.
Onslaught's actually worth taking. Go figure.
Yeah. Onslaught's actually... I don't know. It's got me scratching my head. I'm thinking about it. I might take it. That looks all right.
So it's a new attack, and it's only usable while enraged.
Mm-hmm. However, Frenzy, see, it brings that speed back. I like it because it ups the haste.
That's
stacks.
True.
So probably gonna stick with Frenzy.
So let's go through the line here. So first row we got War Machine, Sudden Death, Fresh Meat. So the change to Fresh Meat looks like no longer increases healing, but can trigger Guaranteed Enrage.
Mm-hmm.
So those are set up for the big onslaught. Next one, Double Time, Impending Victory, Stormbolt. So double time, clearly.
Of course.
Yeah. It's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. But Impending Victory heals for 30%, up from 20%. And it replaces Victory Rush.
Impending Victory, the reason why you might want to take it, it's actually great for like soloing stuff, like going back and, soloing old raids, like, maybe like where it's like just like for example, if you were to go back and solo like an early BFA one where it's kind of like still kind of tough, right? Impending Victory is nice because it gives you an actual heal that requires that you don't have to have killed something recently.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So next here we got Massacre, Frenzy, Onslaught. Massacre.
Massacre, just ignore. Just put a little piece of tape over that one. Just
doesn't exist.
But it reduces the cooldown of Execute by 1.5.
If you want an extra button, take Onslaught. If you just want to go faster, take Frenzy.
There you go. Yeah, with the Execute nerf, that doesn't look very appealing anymore, right?
Yeah, it's just not. It doesn't really add that much, especially if you don't go with the Ventir, because why would you? So there you go.
So next here we got Furious Charge, Bounding Stride, Warpaint.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like nothing's really changed there.
No, that's the exact same talent row that it previously was.
Yeah.
Furious Charge is not the worst. So a lot of people like to badmouth Furious Charge. But again, it's not horrible if you just like that extra heal.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel kind of nice to, when you charge in, you're a little low, you want to heal up, there you go. But, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, the actual obvious choice is it's Bounding Stride. You want to go faster. It's Bounding Stride.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Oh, yeah.
I was reading those, yeah.
It lets you pretend to be a demon hunter.
No, see, demon hunters pretend to be warriors.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
It's the other way around.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
I have much to learn.
So next here we have Seethe, Frothing Berserker, and Cruelty. So Seethe increases bloodthirst rage regeneration. Frothing Berserker no longer modifies rampage, but it causes it to refund rage. And Cruelty improves raging blow similar to inner rage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Frothing Berserker is usually the go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Cruelty is... But I usually stick with Frothing Berserker, because anything that gives you more rage, that's a good thing.
That's a winner.
If it says, oh, you get more rage, it's good.
There you go. Push more buttons, baby. More buttons. Then the next one we have Meat Cleaver, Dragon Roar, and Blade Storm. So Meat Cleaver improves whirlwind damage and cleaves more attacks. Dragon Roar has a slightly lower cooldown and now crits for triple damage instead of double damage.
Yep.
That sounds awesome.
It's big.
I don't know what Blade Storm does.
Yeah, you do. It's like the most iconic, classic thing ever. It's the most beautiful thing.
I only said that to see what your reaction would be.
It's just like, what is wrong with you? Please hang up this call.
Hey, I use
Go
Smash,
away.
all right? Don't judge me.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, Dragon Roar and Blade Storm, you go between the two, because Blade Storm, it's just so fun.
Yeah.
And it's capped at 8 targets, not 5, so you can smack a lot of people.
So you can smash some things. Hell yeah.
And Dragon Roar, it's cool too. And I believe that one actually does fire damage too, so it's not just physical damage. So,
woo! That could be cool. And then the final, the capstone role, if you will. Anger Management, Reckless Abandon, and Siegebreaker. And it looks like Reckless Abandon change, where it doubles the damage and adds a new effect to Bloodthirst, which is called Bloodbath, and Raging Blow, which is Crushing Blow, during Recklessness.
Yep.
So Bloodbath, what does that do? Deals 100% attack power, physical damage, and restoring 3% of your health. And then Crushing Blow, charge to an enemy and strike a mighty blow with both weapons that deals a total of a whole bunch of math and physical damage.
Yeah, honestly, the last row is whatever you want. They're all good. Like, literally, they're all good. You can whatever your play style is. Like right now, I'm currently running with Reckless Abandon just because it's kind of cool. The fact that what is it? The Raging Blow change where it changes it to Crushing Blow or whatever. It's like you jump at the target every single time you cast it. It's pretty sweet. So like I said, I like to move fast. Anger Management's pretty good too because since we still have our essences right now, and the essence works, it makes you gain rage faster, so it makes you spend rage. So it actually kind of syncs up really good if you're using the what is it, Lucid Dream one or whatever. I think that's the name of that essence that I've been using.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool.
Siegebreaker's fun too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Just bam, bam.
Siegebreaker's probably like the definitely best single target one because you're emphasizing damage on one target probably.
Yep. Siegebreaker's pretty cool. But it's another button you gotta press. So, if you don't like pressing extra buttons...
Makes it harder to
like
face
playing
roll
Fury.
on the keyboard.
Well, I mean, Fury actually is... Just so you know, Fury actually has a very simple rotation. Like, relax, man. You're just gonna smash buttons a lot. You push the same buttons frequently.
Well, that sounds like fun. Let's do that.
It is fun.
So now... So besides Maldraxxus, what is the second best covenant for Fury Warrior?
So you thought you had a choice with the other specs, huh? Well, let me introduce you to Venthyr for Fury Warrior. Because you get another execute.
I will admit, the execute changes that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But it's not happening. I'm not going to be blah, blah, blah. My name is Jin. I'm going to kill you. Blah, blah, blah. It's not happening.
It was actually the most recent interview with Ian from the dev team was, if you play Venthyr, you are contractually obligated. It's in the terms of service now to say blah every 30 seconds if you're on voice chat. So that's maybe a reason to steer clear of Venthyr. That's true.
I'm just saying, Venthyr is like the... Not happening. There's a reason why the only character that I'm willing to send to the Venthyr is a Blood Elf alt. They're the only ones that belong there. They're a bunch of losers and they all suck. So if you think Venthyr's cool, well, I disagree. I strongly disagree.
But they have their own cereal, man.
Yeah. Count Chocula.
We have our own cereal too. It's called I don't know.
Blueberries?
It's probably called Grape Nuts, because that's like the most metal cereal there is.
Grape Nuts? You like flavor? No, fuck you.
Just shreds your insides.
That is a Maldraxxus cereal of choice. Where you're just like, it hurts my teeth, Grandma. It's good for you.
You want to be a powerful warrior, don't you?
That's right. That's perfect.
I like them hot. Shut up.
Oh, jeez. So overall, do you feel pretty good with these Fury changes?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest right now. Overall, you could have made a Fury the bottom of the barrel, crappiest spec on the planet. I'd still be going to Maldraxxus and I'd still be playing Fury. So, so whenever you got people going, but the numbers, shut up. Fury's better. Doesn't matter. Because it feels good. Feels good.
There you go.
If you don't like your numbers, just hide the DPS traits. Who freaking cares?
Hey, as long as you kill the boss, right? That's the whole point.
I mean, if the healer's beating you in damage, I mean, you should probably... you might want to, like, open a ticket or something and be like, Blizzard!
Can you ban this guy, please?
They'll just respond saying you're not using Smash enough.
Why isn't Slam on your bars?
Close Slam, match, whatever.
Every single time I hear this Slam, it just makes me think of Space Jam. Come on and slam. Welcome to the Space Jam.
Right?
Oh, that's awesome. I gotta watch that movie again.
So good.
So good. Well, cool. So overall, now that we've covered all the specs and all the baseline changes, I know you're going to play Fury regardless. Do you think Blizzard did a good job overall with all this stuff here? Do you think they captured some of that old school feel, but also sprinkled some new stuff in?
I mean, I would say the Warrior is back in a position of probably... kind of like Mist is about where it's back to, because that's right around when they took the stances out. Maybe a little bit of Kata in there, because I think stances are pretty much on the way out around Kata, because they're like, stances are hard, Blizzard. I can't play this class. Well, just because it's hard doesn't mean you get to play it. Like, you can move on. Bring my stances back, Blizzard. Yeah, because that's the thing. That is actually the one thing I would like them to bring back is the stance-specific abilities. Because, come on, everyone really enjoyed going out to, I think it was Frey Island or something like that, and go get your Berserker stance. That was a beautiful moment when you finally got that ability back in Classic.
It's like that one of those iconic moments, right?
Yeah, it is. It's fan-freaking-tastic. Yeah, loved it. So yeah, bring back.
And
stances.
I'm in the bring back the totems camp too, like the actual party buff totems.
Yeah, that's another reason why I'm going Necrolord. I don't think the banner is going to actually party buff, but if I'm going to pretend it does, because that's the way it used to be back in Mist.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels good to be able to contribute to your team. Yeah,
I just love the idea. I mean, back in the day, back in Mist, when you were just burning down that boss. All of a sudden, you drop that banner, and you're like, "Rah!" Yeah, that banner was freaking awesome. I'm glad they at least brought back the banner, kinda.
Yeah.
It does contribute to 2 allies. So
There you go.
yep, 20% max health and 10 crit chance. Yep.
Bring it
There
back
we
a little
go.
bit. I feel like in order for them to gain that ability, where it's like where I'm actually helping my team, they need to be members of Maldraxxus, or otherwise, no, it does not help you.
You don't get help.
And if you are a Venthyr, it should like
It should debuff you.
lower your crit
buff-
damage. It should actually hinder you.
You actually slam the banner into the Venthyr.
The banner is now named Blood of the Venthyr.
There you go. You actually kill that party member who was
It's a blood
associated
sacrifice.
with the Venthyr.
Yeah, and as soon as the button no longer works and you get the little error message, no Venthyr in range, you'll know you finally did your job. You got them all.
So I'm curious, what has sparked your ire towards the vampire overlords?
It's stupid. Like, don't you just look at them and go, "That's stupid"?
That's stupid.
They're just big dum-dums.
I mean, like, the Venthyr, this is what it reminds me of. So, back when I was in high school, like, I was hanging out, we were sitting on the back of the truck having a good old time, just, being, just hanging out. And then you see these guys, and they're just like, they think they're so awesome with their long trench coats and their super black dyed hair. And I'm just like, you think you're cool, but you're not. You think you're cool, but you're not. I'm
They're just trying too hard.
If that is you, that's fine. You do you. I just think you look dumb.
There you go.
Like, I'm not going to say it to your face, just so you know. I'm not going to be like, "You're an idiot. I don't like you." But I will be saying behind your back, "That guy looks like a freaking idiot." I'm like, put your guy liner on, go to your little nightclubs, do your little industrial music, thump, 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 thump. Like, whatever. Like, it's fine, but that's... No thanks. It's not for me.
Hey, that makes to each their own, right?
And then they came out with that movie Twilight, and then I'm just like, "See, I told you. Did you see? Do you see? I freaking told you."
But they're so sparkly.
That's fine. I'm like, I don't care if you like the movies. I'm just over here going, "I told you." That's fine. Yeah. I told you so.
See, for me, I'm having a hard time understanding why we're going there when they're like, are we going to stop these people from sucking the people dry of their anima?
No, you want me to lore bomb you and actually tell you why we're going there?
Spoiler alerts.
I will tell you.
Oh shit.
Skip ahead
But
X
you need to put
amount
your
of
earmuffs.
seconds.
Like, if you don't want to hear this, you got to put your earmuffs on.
Like, I watched the thing, right, the video, and I'm like, why are we helping these guys? Like, this feels like real life. Like, this is like what's happening right now in real life. So why are we helping these things?
Okay, are you ready to learn it?
Learn me.
Okay, so the order of operation goes, you go to Bastion, okay, that's the first one you stop in at, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's some weird stuff happening because Maldraxxus was invading Bastion, so you got to go see what's going on in Maldraxxus, right? So you got to deal with that, okay? And then after you're done with, maybe once you're done with Maldraxxus, you're like, oh, well, maybe I should go help out these tree-hugging hippies, see what's going on with them. They're pretty awesome. I actually like them. They're pretty sweet. They're kind of like the dude. They're like, this aggression will not stand.
Yeah. Right? They peed on your rug.
Right? That's right. It really pulled
Tied the whole
together.
room together.
It's a shame about that rug. Well, after you dealt with all the, this and that with the stuff going on over there in, with your Night Fae and all that, the Night Fae say, hey, you see how this anima drought is real bad? Can you go talk to those vampire bloodsuckers and learn how to suck the anima out of people so we can do that too, so we can save our forest?
Oh, God. It gets better.
I was just telling you, that is the reason why you go there. It's basically you need to learn how to turn Garrosh into a workhorse. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he thought we were gonna free him. Just kidding.
No, we're just
You're our battery now.
Yeah, the trees need to feast upon the delicious Gary juice. So it's not just Gary; it's anyone.
It's
Kael'thas, you thought you were getting in here too, huh? Nice try.
Oh man. Well, that's interesting. I kind of like how that there's one faction where everyone's kind of like, I don't know if we should really go over there, but we probably should. I guess.
I'm just saying the Venthyrs suck because they're vampires. Get it?
Hit.
That's a perfect joke to move into the next part of the show. For these magical, scrubbalicious moments here. So, Jen, you've been on before, and you've shared probably the greatest scrub moment of all time. What has been like a recent moment where you've done something not smart in game?
I don't have a recent moment, but the most like oops like moment. Oh no. And I'm like, luckily, I can say that I did not ruin this or anything, but boy, did I feel stupid for about a good solid 12 seconds. Like, it was real dumb. I like to tell myself that I saved the tank. Okay, so it was back in Legion. And we were progressing on the Kill Jaden fight. Like, it was Legion, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Legion. Mm-hmm. If it's not, whatever. But I know it was Kill Jaden. Anyway, so we hadn't killed him yet, and we were working on it, and then all of a sudden we finally, it's all coming together. You know that magical moment where you get that one pull, things are actually starting to click. You like things are just, everyone's got the dance down, and oh my gosh, he's down to 10, he's down to 7, he's down to 6, and then like blow everything you got. Oh, let's go, let's kill the boss, burn the boss. I taunted him. So now, like I said, I felt real dumb for a good solid 12 seconds because did I die? Absolutely. Of course I died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I died almost instantaneously. Killed Jaden, turned and was like, what are you doing? Boom. And I'm dead. Good news is we did get the kill. But
yeah, there you go.
Man, oh man, because if we hadn't got it down and it was like one of those like 0.5% wipes, I was not going to tell anyone what was going to happen there. Oh my gosh, Jen, why'd you die? I don't know. It was weird. Something happened. I think the game glitched.
Kill Jane thought I had too many Juggernaut stacks. He's like, no more. You're dead.
That's beautiful. That is a beautiful scrub moment. Whoops.
Yeah, and just so you know, ever since then, Taunt has not been on by Mara. It's just, I don't put it, because it was even like way off in the corner, like I shouldn't have actually hit it. It was like number 9 or something. I don't even know how I hit the damn thing, but it was like, oh, you hit me! Like, what? Why did I push this? So yeah, it's off my bar, never to return. In fact, whenever I'm like world questing or something like that, and I'm like, where taunting is actually useful, I'm like literally, P. What page is it? Okay. Taunt. I only click it from the spell book. I won't actually pull it into anything.
It's funny how it only takes one time to do something like that to totally move like an ability off. Like for me, I am notorious for popping heroism before the fight, usually during really tense progression nights. So like everyone's super pissed. And then I'll accidentally hit hero, and so we have to wait 10 minutes before we can pull again.
Sad thing is you really can't take that one off your bar because you actually need it.
You need it. Well, then they gave it to mages and everyone else and their grandma.
But if the mage and everyone else and their grandma's dead, and it's one of those things where it's one of those really long fights, and you're healing away, and you're just like, Sai, hero, Sai, and you're like, oh, God.
Hold on, I don't know where it is.
Give me a second. Spell book. Okay.
Type /cast bloodlust. Enter.
Yeah, I actually have that off to the side where I have to click it. So it's not even close to my little 12-button ability bar. It's off on the right side of my screen. I actually have to go over to move my mouse and click it. So I don't do that again.
Responsible. Yeah.
Whoops. Well, cool, man. Well, I think we did a wonderful job covering the warrior. Maldraxxus Fury is all you need to know. And, where can the good folks of the interwebs find you? I know you have a couple of other shows out there that you partake in.
Yeah. Well, if you would like to find the shows that I'm on, every single week, me and my buddy Fear, we talk about the lore, Warcraft, from the beginning to the end, and we are, strangely enough, we're actually about to get into the lore of World of Warcraft, because we're knocking on Classic's door right there. We're about to catch up to that time frame, so yeah, you can check that out. You can go to Twitter, go to Morally Grey Pod, that's the handle, and we're pretty much everywhere. Like, we're like on YouTube and Twitch, and it's all Morally Grey Pod, though. Just look up Morally Grey Pod. So there you go. And then, you can also check out me and Allie as we are talking about current lore. This is more of a bi-weekly basis, so we talk on a bi-weekly basis because, current lore isn't written as fast as all the stuff in the yesteryears. So you don't need to talk about it quite as often. And also, we're both busy with the other shows that we're on, so yeah, you can check that out. That is Live Laugh Lore. So where we get goofy and silly, and we talk about, we try and keep things positive. We're not just yelling and screaming about, swords stuck in planets all the time, getting all angry. We're just like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's fun. Yeah. So if you want to check out the show, that is like on Twitter, you can go to live_laugh_lore, because some crazy French lady took Live Laugh Lore.
What?
One of these days we might take it back, but for now, there's underscores in there, so put in the underscores. It'll be fine.
There you go. The pumpkin spice of lore podcasts.
Yes, the pumpkin spice, the Karen, all the good ones.
And everything nice.
Yeah, we demand to speak to all the managers.
Well, cool, man. Well, thanks for joining us. That was really fun. I had a good time.
Maldraxxus for life. Just remember that, everybody. Unless it's an alt on it. If it's an alt, you can go somewhere else. It's fine.
Count Chocula, welcome to
And thanks for listening to the show. You can find us over on Twitter at ScrubsVerse. You can find the website at www.scrubsversetheworld.com. You can also find us on warcraftradio.com in the Blizzard podcast directory. If you're out there looking for Blizzard podcasts, that is the place for you to go. There you can find great shows like The Third Faction, The Frazzlecast, and many, many, many more where that came from. And if you go there and you find Scrubs vs. the World, if you can leave us a review, that would be amazing. Your word of mouth helps grow the show's base and helps build our community up, and for that, we can't thank you enough. So wherever you are out there, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and as always, keep getting good.
This show is brought to you by Dragon Powered Studio. Find more at dragonpoweredstudio.com.